That's crazy. Not bad. Oh, ice cream with Marky. Must be lucky to be you to have ice cream, huh? I couldn't tell you the last time I had ice cream, but you can have one for me. That's okay. Ice cream with Marky. You can have one for me. Cool. I fried up some deep fried butterfly shrimp and some French fries for my dinner. And I had like a Portuguese custard thingy um, for my dessert. Oh, that's good. $1,600 is a little stiff. Damn, that's a lot. That's expensive. I actually have to go make an appointment tomorrow for my van because my van's the needs to be done. The route sensor needed to be replaced. Antifreeze, flush done, oil change, headlamp, new battery. Oh well, yeah. Sounds like a $1,600 job. That's even better. So that way nobody complains and everyone can kiss your ass because you did it on your time. You don't have to worry about it. Yep, you don't have to say, "Hey, I got to take time off to get my van done, my truck done." Exactly. Well, I'm glad it worked out, and I'm glad you got it back and it's all done, all fixed. Yeah, that's good. At least something. At least some things go right. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go laptop hunting. I need to get this PC laptop. I found on there in bonkers being bored. Sorry, I did read a magazine. Okay. Oh, that's good. Cool. Main thing is it all worked out. I stayed home today and did absolutely pretty much nothing. Watch TV, relax, chill out. I have all those dishes over there to wash, but I'm not going to do it now. I'll do that on my live tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I'll get up and I'll go live and I'll wash my dishes. And then after that, I'll go to the city and I'm going to go laptop hunting. And I'm going to see if I can get some things that I need. Go around, get some stuff. See what I can get. Well, I know where I have to go get it. I went online and my friend told me today that I can get it from a certain place for cheap. So, oh Lord. So I went online and checked and they have some that they have the computer that the laptop that I need. But I'm gonna try and get it for a deal because they give me a discount. So I'm gonna try and see if I can go down there tomorrow and see what they can give me. So I have to get um, a stand for it too. So fucking pain in the ass, which is cool. I have to spend a bit of money, but it's all right. It's worth it. I really need to like get my DJ stuff sorted all out. And the only way I can do it is to get another laptop. So once I do that, I'll be good to go. And then I'm planning on doing a cruise in the summer with like 100 people and have a party. It's gonna be an hour and a half long cruise, and it's gonna be maybe 75 to 100 people at the most. And I'm gonna play the music with my friend, and we're gonna have some fun. I just have to plan out the actual date and see how it goes from there. We have to see when everybody's gonna be available, and see what happens. Plan it out. I want to try and do it like a day before a holiday or something like that, so that way nobody has to go work the next day, and they can have fun and spend time on the boat and stuff. So keep the ticket prices reasonable. Make sure everybody's happy, and go from there. Hopefully I can start figuring out some dates, put together some things, and see how it goes. But I need to practice. That's why I need to get this other laptop so I can uh, do things. I need to like practice a lot more from then until now, from now until then. See how it goes. But tomorrow I'm gonna go hunting for it. Then I'm gonna do some grocery shopping. My fridge is kind of empty, and I didn't feel like going anywhere today, so I said I'll just do it tomorrow when everybody's half asleep and nobody's around. I remember watching your video today, how you said it was all those people there in every aisle. I hate that shit. you know. Oh, that's my element. That's what I used to do. I was the DJ that was on cruises the most. That's why I'm doing it. If I come back out in the public, it has to be on a cruise, on the boat. So that's what I used to do every like twice a month. I had cruises. I used to put on booze cruises. My friend had a boat, and my friend had a boat. He still, I think he has it. I don't know, but I don't think so. But I'm gonna do this on a bigger boat, and I used to rent his boat for like $800 for 3 hours. That's how much it was. And then I used to buy like probably $400 worth of liquor, and then some like munchies and shit, bags of chips. And I got everything for a discount price. So I used to spend like probably $1,300 on the whole cruise altogether. And I used to sell the tickets for $50 all you can drink. So if there was like 60 people at $50, that's 3 grand. So I would cover what I spent and some left over for the next one. So that's how I used to do it. But sometimes I would break even. And then if the weather was shitty, people wouldn't really come. Or sometimes I'd have more lot. It'll all pan out. Sometimes it'd be just enough where I cover the charge. And sometimes it'll be a lot where I make some money and I use it for the next one. So that's what I used to do back in the day. But people that didn't drink and won't drink like that, they would say, "Oh, can I get a ticket for half the price because I don't drink?" And I'll be like, "Well, not really, but it's an all you can drink cruise. So if you don't want to be on here drinking, then it don't make sense you come. You're gonna be around a bunch of drunk people." And then they were like, "Oh, well, come on, please, I want to go, and I want to listen to the music." So I was like, "All right, cool. If you want to come, it's $30." Oh, really? Yeah, really. I got the boat to fucking pay for. And you can eat some of the chips. That's what you get. And they said, "What about drinking? You're gonna have to drink soda or water. So you're still gonna have to pay $30." So they would do it. I don't give a shit if you're not drinking. You're still gonna drink water or soda. You're still gonna go to the bar and get a soda or a water. So you're gonna have to pay. And you're paying me for all the bullshit I go through. So some people were ignorant and annoying, but that's what I was known for, to put on cruises and DJ on the cruise all the time. So it was fun. So if I come back in the public, I definitely want to do it on a cruise where I'm comfortable and where I love it. And to like 75 to 100 people would be great. If I can get 75 people to come, then I'll be happy. And I'll cover the boat and the expenses and everything else. And put some money in my pocket too for my aggravation. So yeah, my sister and I are gonna try and organize it soon. We're gonna come up with some dates and see what everybody says. She's gonna bring her crew, my crew, and my nephews. I want to have my nephews on there. I want to have my family on there and stuff, and have fun and shit like that. So I definitely want to have all my nephews on there. I think that'll be really cool if I can have them on there. So I'm looking forward to it. It's not going to be like a rowdy, crazy cruise. It's only an hour and a half. I'm not about to I'm going to play music on there, but it's not going to be like, something that's like really out of control, crazy, where people are, going nuts and shit. It's just going to be a nice, decent gathering where we can dance and have fun, have a few drinks, and everybody's happy. So, yes, in beautiful Bermuda. So hopefully it's a beautiful day we have it on, and I'm planning on doing it either June. It's going to be June or July, but it's probably going to be in June. I want to do it in June, so I got a couple months to practice and get my shit together. That's why I need to get the laptop tomorrow. I need to go live, and I need to make a consistency in me playing music, so I can get used to it more and more, and figure out how I'm going to deal with it. Then I told my friend today that I want him to come on the boat and play music with me. He's a DJ too, so I invited him to come over and play with me. So he'll give me a break. I'll play music for like an hour and he can do a half an hour. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I wish you guys were all coming. That'd be nice. You guys would love that. But I'll probably take videos and shit and post it up and show you guys. And I might actually go live if I have both laptops. Then I can actually go live on TikTok, because I can use my phone data to actually, or the boat's wireless shit, whatever, Wi-Fi. I can use my phone data to go live, and everybody can watch me on the cruise. That'll be fun. Yeah, that'd be cool. I would really love that. I wish I was rich and had the money to bring everybody down and do it all the time. That to me is fun. But you never know. You never know how it's all gonna pan out. We don't know what our lives bring. We never know what's gonna happen or what's gonna be the case. But either way, I'm gonna have fun. Either way, I'm gonna have fun, and we're gonna make it happen. That's for sure. We're gonna make it happen. My sister's really excited. My friends are excited that I've told. So oh, that was you that sent in something just now? Okay. Okay, here it is. I just got the email beep. I was like, what the heck is that? This thing is stupid. Anyway, my phone is giving me a notification, but it doesn't say what happened. But now here my email is. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate the donation. What do you mean you think I am overpaid once or double paid once? What do you mean by that? You mean like you got your pay in your account from your job, and then it's more. It's more. What? Oh. Oh, I was like, what? I thought you was talking about your job. You said, I think I am overpaid once or double paid. I'm like, what do you mean, you? Yeah, you got an extra reading. Yeah, I don't believe that you have used it, but so why the heck did you give me another one? What am I gonna do with you? I was totally lost there. I'm sorry for not remembering. I thought you were talking about your job because you know you said, Mark, would you give me a general? I think I'm overpaid once or double paid. I'm like, why would you want a general if your job paid you overpaid you once or double paid you? What the heck? That's what I was thinking you was talking about because the way you worded it, I was like, okay, yeah, I got you. All you had to do is say, you know, can I use my reading that I have on credit? That's all you had to do. I would have gladly done it. Oh Lord have mercy. Now we got that sorted out. Mm-mm. Yeah, I remember you saying that I was on your spreadsheet, and you still had to ask chat chat GBT or whatever the fuck it is. Uh, and they said that I was smart. All right. So what I get here is in the next 2 weeks, I see that you may be thinking that your life is still incomplete without a partner. You might be thinking about Phil a lot and thinking about how it sucks to be by yourself. This Five of Cups is like you reminiscing of things, thinking about things, thinking too much about it. Um, you might hear about friends of yours marriages that don't have real love, or you might be talking about marriages or the imperfection of things, relationships, partnerships, friendships, or you might have friendships that don't mean much to you, like friendships that fair weather friends is what I call them sometimes. So you might be thinking about having that in the next 2 weeks. You might be having that come up a good bit. I like, you might say, I thought this person was my friend, but you know what? You're just a pain in the ass friend, or you're just a friend that I thought it was friend, but not really. Or you could be thinking about your friends that you had no real friendship with. Like people just might pop up and you'd be like, well, we were friends until they did this to me. So I think it's more of like a reminiscing of stuff that has happened in your life could be popping up in the next 2 weeks. especially over these holidays coming up. The holidays might make you think about certain things, think about Phil and what you did on Easter time and how you lived your Easter life, shit like that. Um, Also, in the present right now, you might feel like you struggle to be disciplined and struggle to be not expecting difficulties and changes. It's like you wait for things to go wrong sometimes. You anticipate things to go wrong. And I know you can be like this, and I feel like you think that some people might be out to get you. You don't do anything wrong to nobody, but they still try to come over and, try to come to you and do things. So you might be struggling to stay positive sometimes, especially in these next 2 weeks, and you might struggle or anticipate, if things are good for like 3 days, you might be like, fuck, this is a miracle. Shit's been so good now. What the fuck's gonna happen? Because I know it ain't gonna be good all the time. So the reason these cards are coming up, because the end, I'll tell you in a few seconds, but the thing is I know you're like that, and the cards are telling me that you're gonna continue that way, and that's fine. And then there's this thing where you might feel stuck, and you might feel like you don't have any determination at times. Your mind might be like stuck on this one thing or one subject or one person or one situation, and you might just idle along and just do whatever you have to do and just go with the flow. But the good thing is you got this Ace of Swords as the final card, which means that, if you put in determination to do what you have to do, if you take the initiative to make things happen, which I feel you do from time to time, but obviously you're going to have situations come up where you're like, and I'm sure her birthday is coming up, right? Because she's in Aries, yeah. So I'm sure you're probably gonna miss that as well, or probably this is what this is all about, missing Phil, missing her. Um, so these next 2 weeks might be difficult for you. But the end result is this Ace of Swords, which means that in order to in order to eliminate these feelings or these situations out of your life, because you're still gonna have, not eliminate the feelings. I would rephrase that. I would say, like, in order to have like the strength to get through this, you're gonna have to have and take the initiative to be deeply emotionally feeling the love that you once felt, or the love that you have from, people like us and people that you deal with online and your true friends and true people in your life. That's where you should focus your energy, your emotions, and your love towards people who actually care about you. Because this Ace of Swords is just basically saying, hey, I know I miss the things that I don't have, but I can now be determined to focus on the people who actually care about me. I can actually focus on and deeply emotionally feel the people who love me. I can feel like, I've accomplished something with these people, because they're the ones who care about me the most. And I feel like you'll be active. You'll do things during the holidays, and you'll be very active doing crafts or doing whatever you want to do, traveling, doing whatever, taking drives here and there and working and doing what you got to do. Now that you got the RV all hooked up, you got Miss America sorted out, I feel like you're more safer. So you'll feel a lot better, because this Ace of Swords is like an accomplishment. Like, mentally, you're going to feel like, emotional because of Phil, your daughter, life, work, bills, whatever. But at the end of it all, 2 weeks from now, you'll probably say, hey, I survived it. I survived the bullshit. I survived getting over the holidays, and I spent it with my friends online or my friends that actually care about me in real life, and I have my life sorted out, and I'm okay now. So I feel like most of this is mental, like thoughts and mental feelings and things that you think about a lot. But at the end of the day, your thoughts will come to a point where you'll be like, yeah, I'm deeply emotionally feeling about this, but you know what? Hey, I'm successful. I have this, I have that. I got my shit sorted out. Life is good. Calm down, Tanya. We got this. So in the next 2 weeks, that's what I see in general. That there's gonna be some ups and downs here, but after the 2 weeks is done, this Ace of Swords says, hey, I made it. I still got everything I need. I got everything I had to deal with. I'm good to go. I survived the last 2 weeks, even though I felt a certain way. But I feel like this is like just you and how you are day to day. But after like I said, there's gonna be a couple days in between these 2 weeks where you're probably gonna feel that way, and we're all like that, right? I mean, today makes 3 months that Diamond passed away. So when I see the 29th, I'm like, fuck, she died 3 months ago. So you kind of feel a certain way. You kind of feel down. I stayed home all day and, thought about her, talked about her. And then you just say, you know what? Tomorrow's another day. Time to get out of that frame of mind and just know that it's okay and go, you know? Yeah. So it's life. We're always gonna think about our past loved ones and people that have passed, or dogs or pets or animals or whatever. We're always gonna think about those things on certain dates. So for you, the next 2 weeks are gonna be that way. Which is nothing bad. It's just you, you know, having to be strong, have the strength, and find the strength to say, "Hey, I'll be all right." You know, we all go through it. I'm going through it. You're going through it. My mom's going. Everybody deals with loss, and everybody deals with bullshit. It's just a part of life. I'll give you one of these talking to heaven cards too. Well, I mean, we could still be depressed for like an hour out of the day, or we can feel depressed one day a week. I feel like we all go through that. But it's okay to be depressed, about certain things, but don't let it consume you. Pretty much, the worst thing we can do is let things consume us. So yeah, all you need is 1 hour of bullshit. That's what I do. 1 hour of my day, I'll be like, fucking bullshit. Always gotta do some bullshit, or I'll just be mad for like an hour, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm all right now. I'll get over it. Or I might contemplate what I'm doing for an hour and get mad, and then I'll be all right after that. All right, let's see what we got for you. Oh boy. Of all cards to come up. All right. This is your card. It says, there is no such thing as death. Hey Sophie, how you doing? I am as much alive as you are. Because our souls are not life force energy that can never be extinguished, only my body has been released, and that was a dense form of energy and was affected by another dense of earthly energies. My soul and yours are beautifully fine, high vibrational energies which live for an eternity. I am conscious and fully aware of who I am and where I am. You might even say that I'm more aware now than I am free of distractions of physical world. Please know that I am happy and healthy in a spirit sense. In many ways, I'm even more available to you than I was on earth because I'm more alive than ever. That's pretty cool. I like the way they phrase that. Can't make that shit up. You're just talking about that. So, what can I say? That's pretty much, like I always tell people, spirit's always there for us. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to believe it or not, you know? Maybe that we saw it together. What's the Barbie movie and what's playing at the auto shop? Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah. And that card says that, he's happy no matter what. He's probably happy that you take care of, the truck, and you're living your life and you don't have nothing to worry about. And see what that card says, I'm more free now than I have been. Now he's free to be with you even more now. So there you go. That's good. That just confirms everything. And that's why I always tell people all the time that we may miss people that are gone, but you can always know that they're right there. You know, they're pretty much there, and they'll give you signs. You'll get signs. You'll feel it. You'll know it. That's what I was saying last night. That every time I DJ now, where I go through my DJ process, and I have all these people that I've met and just come into my life, and I'm like, why are these people in my life? And then they ended up like a DJ, a famous, like, no, he's not famous, but he's he used to be a big DJ back in the day. He's my age, but when he was 20 years ago, like me 20 years ago, he was very popular in Jamaica. And I remember like who he DJ'd for. And he actually called me today to tell me that he had got my email and my message, and that he's gonna sort my music out for me on Tuesday. And when I got his phone call, I was like, look at that shit. All I had to do was ask, and this guy just called me and said, confirmed, and said, hey, look, I got your email. I'll deal with you on Tuesday. Don't worry, I got you. I'm just out of town right now, but I'll be back. So I gave him my number and he called me. So I was very happy that he did that, because he can get me like the music that I want. So he hooked me up. And ever since, like, I believe more and more in spirit, they help me. So I feel like my dad's helping me with that. Because, like I said yesterday, I feel like, he barred me from being a DJ. He didn't want me to be a DJ. But now that he's in spirit, he probably doesn't care about me being a DJ. So now he knows I'm back in it. So he's going to help me. So he brings all these people into my life that's, going to help me. And I don't even like try to be in these people's lives. They just end up being there. Like, it's so crazy. Hey, Mystical, how you doing? Well, that's why I'm saying it, because I want you to do the same. Because the more we believe, the more we receive. And I say that every single time. I know it's not an easy thing to believe and an easy thing to understand or easy thing to do. But ever since I've completely been a believer, 100% for the past few years, and just let myself, you know, I just let, how people say, let Jesus take the wheel. They don't say that for a reason. They don't say that for no reason. And that's what you have to do. You just put the intention or what you want out there. It was just like earlier when I came live, I did a card for T Rose, and it was about her dad in spirit. And she was saying, like, that makes perfect sense because, I feel like he was with me on my trip and he's making things happen for me. And, you told me to believe in him and talk to him, and I do. And it's made a big difference. And then, like, and I tell people, like, if you talk to spirit and you put that intention out there in a really decent way, they're going to help you, but you have to do your part. And your part is just believing. That's pretty simple, if you ask me. But when something goes wrong, you can't use that negative thought to say, oh, yeah, see, I believe in this happened, because it doesn't work that way. You got to remember that when something goes wrong, it's meant to go wrong. It's not meant for you to do. It's not meant for you to have. It's not meant for you to deal with. And then when something goes right, you say, well, now I know why the other thing went wrong. Or now I know why this happened. And sometimes the things that go wrong is self-inflicted. It's not because you don't believe, it's just because, like, it's just not meant to happen. But when things do happen, you say to yourself, fucking hell, look at that. It happened, you know? Or look at that, I can't believe this happened. Spirit must intervene. Spirit must be there for me. Because when things go right, we always say, oh, yeah, thank God, or, thank you, Jesus, and thank you, Spirit, and yay. But when things go wrong, you're like, see, I believe in shit still happens bad to me. A lot of people use that in the wrong way. When something bad happens to me, I pray it don't get worse. That's all. And when something bad happens or something doesn't go my way, I never once say, why did you guys do this to me? Or why didn't you, like, warn me or whatever? Because they can't really intervene in your life 100%. You still have to live your life, because if they intervene, your life will be perfect, and it's not meant to be perfect. Because we have a choice to make, right? What we want to do every day. Well, that's the best thing to do. Is when things are going wrong, you got to realize that if I talk to spirit and I bring them into my life more, that I'll have less of a worry, because I know that they're going to do what they can to make it right. It happens every time. But it's been really freaky with me lately. It's like I don't even there's some things that happen sporadically now, and I just happen to be in the right place at the right time. It's like almost like spirit rewards me with simple things that I just want to happen, and it happens. Like, I'm not the type of person that dreams big or asks for things that are unrealistic. I ask for basic things. I'm not the type of person that, oh yeah, I have the power of belief. I have power of spirit. So I'm gonna go and manifest this fucking bullshit that I'm never gonna get. Like, I'm not that type of person. And if you think for 1 minute that can happen, it's not. Because the more basic you keep it, the more you get. In so many ways, more ways that you even ask for, or more than you actually believe you can get. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And that's exactly what we have to believe, you know? Yeah. But I say that all the time to everyone. And I always say, even my sister believes it more now. She says, you know what? You say that, like, dad helps us and stuff. And then I felt dad was with me the other day when I went through this issue. And I'm like, of course he would be. Why wouldn't he be? But I said, it's not just that. It's your godmother, your godfather, your auntie, your uncle, your friends. People who know you and love you and will do something for you. When they're available, they're gonna help you. And usually they're available. See what that card just said? I'm here, I'm happy. I have nothing, holding me back. I can be with you more now than I ever was on earth. See? Those cards don't say those things for nothing, because that's exactly what they are. They're here at our every need, because they have nothing to do now, and they have no pain. They have nothing to worry. Where else are they going? They'd rather be with you than anybody else. You see what I mean? But only a specific amount of people are going to be next to you. Some of us have an army and a shitload of people because, well, for instance, me and people who read people all the time, they're going to have a shit ton of spirit around them, because I have to deal with my side and yours coming together to get answers, or I have to get your side and my side are going to co-create together to sort something out for you, or make something happen, or figure something out, right? So that's how it works. Well, the thing is, he can't smell you, so it's okay. But you can still be respectful. It's funny you say that, because sometimes, right? Um, Sometimes after I pray at night, like I'll pass gas and I'll start laughing. I'm like, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And I just finished praying, and here I am, passing gas on my way to my bed. I'm like, really? Why the fuck does that happen all the time? But I guess it's like a release of negative energy or something, or a release of something. It happens to me a lot when I go upstairs and I pray, and then after that, I'm like, oh shit. Okay. I guess it must be a thing. I must be releasing something out of my body. It's a part of life, those things. But we all do it. But I always encourage everybody to speak to their loved ones. I speak to my dad on a regular. I tell Diamond to protect my home every night, be my guard dog, make sure nobody comes around here like she did before. I asked my dad to protect my mom and not to worry about me. And it is working. It's working. What can I say? I don't really like worry too much anymore, because I know that spirit will just deal with everything that I don't deal with. And that's all that matters. So I'm not really stressing over anything like that. I believe so much now more than ever. And like I said, like spirit knows and people know how much I love DJing back in the day. And then now that I'm back into it, I've gotten so lucky with finding people to get me the music that I want. And last night was one it was an example of I wanted like it's so weird. I took a piece of paper. I'll give you an example how crazy spirit how crazy you do something and spirit sees like everything you do, right? So I'm going to give you an example what something happened to me, right? I like to share my spiritual journey and experiences with people. And if you do the same thing, you'll see what I mean. So I have this piece of paper, right? Not this one, but I have a piece of paper over there on my thing on my table. And there's 3 or 4 songs that I've been wanting to get, right? So I wrote them down on a piece of paper. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Now, if I don't get those songs, my life's not gonna, be any more complete, or it's just things that I want. I don't need them, but I want those 4 songs. So I wrote down the first one, wrote down the second one, and I wrote down the third one. And on the flip side, I wrote down another one. Now, out of those 4, if I get any of those, I'll be happy. If I get all 4, I'll be extremely happy, but I know the likelihood of that is probably not likely, anytime soon. But, I put it out there. So, do you know that I wrote that list a week ago? 1 week ago, I wrote that list. And do you know that last night, I crossed off the first song on that list, and I met the person that sang it on TikTok, and he sang the song for me that I wanted. And that was the first one on the list. Within 1 week, Spirit made that first song on that list happen. All I had to do was write it down. And you know how old that song is? 21 years ago. And the guy that DJ'd the song, he was on TikTok, and he said, "Hey," he goes, "Oh, you're here." I said, "Yeah, I'm here." I said, "Look, I don't know if you remember this song that you sang. It was 2005. It was on this rhythm. This is the name of the song." And he goes, "Yeah, I remember it, but I don't. I'd have to listen to it." So I sent it to my friend to give to him in an email. Then I sent him the instrumental so he can sing the song and put my name in. And he did it right on TikTok, right for me. Just like that. And it's the first song that I wrote on the list a week ago. And Spirit just happened. And I didn't even know that guy was gonna do it. Everything just happened. Look, poof, poof, bang. Just like that. I didn't know that guy was gonna be at the studio. I didn't know he was gonna go live on TikTok. I got no notification, no nothing. It just happened just like that, just poof. I happened to just like see a message on my phone saying that the guy was gonna be in the studio. Then I'm just like scrolling through TikTok, and I see him at the studio. And I'm like, no way. This can't be real. So I was like, yo, I just ordered this song. Can you please do it for me? I know it's old, but I want you to do it for me if you can. And he's like, yeah, I can do it for you. And then while he was listening to the song, he was all like stoked and hyped up. He was like, man, I forgot all about this song. How the hell did you even remember this? You must be old. And I was like, yeah, I'm 49 years old. I said, that song was 2005. It was one of my favorite songs from you. And he goes, man, I remember this, man. This is this song never really got like, put out there properly. But now that I listen to it, man, bad, I was cool. I was really good 20 years ago, huh? And I was like, I'm telling you, bro, this song should have got a lot more attention. And he goes, well, you're the only one that's going to have it as a DJ. You're the only person, because I've never done it for anybody else. And I was like, good. I'm glad I'm the only one that's going to have it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Spirit, and thank you, Jesus. See? That's how it works. You don't beg for shit. You don't act like you need it. But if you write it down on a piece of paper, one of these days you're going to get that. As long as it's not outrageously impossible. Some people think that Spirit's like some fucking magician or some genie. No, all I did was put a simple song that I wanted, and they gave me the first song on the list, and that's the one I really want. Out of all 4 of those songs, that's the only one that I really wanted the most, because it's the oldest. And the fucking guy who sang it 21 years ago, sorry, was there, and I met him on TikTok, and he sang the song for me. And my friend that has the studio that was talking to me, he was cracking up. He was like, Mark, this is some crazy shit. I don't know how you think about I've never heard of this song in my life. And I was like, bro, I told you, I like the older stuff. The newer stuff is trash. And I said, people will remember that song when I play it. Trust me. Because I used to play it back then. I said, the newer generation don't know nothing about that. That song's older than my damn nephew. So it was so crazy how spirit intervened and made that shit happen for me yesterday. And I was in shock. I still couldn't believe it when I got off, like when I got off of TikTok, off the live with him, and I talked to my friend and I realized that what just happened. I just like I kind of wanted to cry because I knew like why it all happened. And then I said, nah, don't cry. Just be happy as shit that you just got what you wanted for the past 20 some years. You wanted a song on there and you finally got it. And all I had to do was write it the hell down. Just like that. It's like Spirit said, oh, yeah, I see the list you have here. All right, let me see if we can get this one on this list. And that's exactly what I think. They're like, because if I was a spirit, right? If you were a spirit and you're helping me, right? And I wrote something down and you know that really means a lot to me. What are you gonna do? You're gonna nudge me or put things in front of me so I can get what I want. Because it's not really a huge favor. It's just something that you can be aligned. See what I mean? I don't write down on a piece of paper, I want to be a millionaire or my goal is to make this amount of money. I don't write things down like that because that's the last thing on my mind. What's on my mind is what's gonna make me happy. Music's gonna make me happy. You know? This makes me happy. My friends and my family and people I love that's gonna make me happy. You know? So doing things like that, when things like that happen, that's when I extra believe that spirit is definitely there. Because how else is that gonna happen? Who else knew that I wrote that on that paper? There's nobody that knows there's no other person in this world that physically saw that paper and that list. No one, just me. You see what I mean? So just that alone is because I wrote that down a week ago. And then when I saw that he was available, I said, this can't be real. This is just some fucking crazy shit. And then I met him, and then all of it just happened like that. Look, boom, 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 bam. And then when he said that I've never done this song for anybody, you know how happy I was? I'm like, I'm going to be the only person that has this as a DJ. Bang. See that? Spirit just rewarded me just like that. And to me, it's a big deal. Because in the DJ world that I am in and the DJ competitions that I do, whoever has something that no one else has, it's a huge advantage. So when somebody plays that artist, I can say, well, I got something you ain't got, and no one has. See that? That's how spirit takes care of you and rewards you for being a good person in real life. You know? So sometimes the simplest things, even if you have a to-do list, and if you had a list in your mind, Tanya, I have to get Miss America fixed. I have to get a sensor because you said that last week. I got to get Miss America my truck fixed. I got to get a sensor. I got to get my I got to get my truck sorted out, and I'm gonna do it on Sunday. And when you said Sunday, I was like, oh really? They can do it on a Sunday? You're like, yeah. And look, it happened, and it all manifested for you. Everything worked out for you. And then you had the little hiccup at the grocery store where you got charged for someone else's shit, but you got it back. See? That's how you got to look at it. You got to look at it as You made a plan. Sometimes we make plans, God laughs, right? But when you make some plans sometimes and it goes right, it's because it was meant to be done on that day and that point in time. It's going to happen when it happens. And when it happens that way, you're like, yes, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Spirit. There you go. See? It's the rewards of belief. And that's why I stress to you many times, especially you. I've always told you, please keep believing. Don't let like shit get in the way of your belief. Don't think that bad shit's gonna happen to you. Don't think of the worst. Just keep thinking everything is gonna be all right. Keep thinking that Phil is there. You have to believe that. And it's not just Phil, it's Sky. It's everyone else in your life that have, gone. It's the way it is. And it's just like with your daughter. There's a reason why your daughter's not around. It's because Spirit doesn't want her around you because she needs to sort her shit out before that ever happens again. And sometimes this is not your lesson, it's her lesson to learn. You got me? So I want you to understand that too. That like just I don't know if you heard what I said last night on here. I'm sure you did. But last night I had some deep conversation on here and I was proud of myself to say the things I said on here last night because I want every woman to know that it's not easy being a mother. It's not easy being a wife. It's not easy being, a woman out there sometimes. But at the end of the day, you can only do certain things as a mother. When your children get to a certain age, they got to sort their shit out. Sometimes you'll never see that child again. Sometimes you'll see him down the road. And sometimes they have to learn their lesson without you. See what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. It's not you. It's not a karma for you. It's a karma for her. You see? So you can't be so hard on yourself and thinking that, what did I do? Did I fail as a mother? If I would have done this, would it be different? If I would have done that, would it be different? You see, you can't be hard on yourself because that your daughter is the age where she can do what the fuck she wants. Once your child reaches that a certain age, they can do whatever they want. They no longer need you to tell them what to do. So sometimes people have to learn their lessons in life. Everybody does. It happens to everyone. You know. Somebody died before I met Phil. Exactly, yeah. It's her lesson, not yours. It's just the way it is. And that's exactly what my mom said to me in my van the other day when we were driving to the city. My mom says, I didn't raise your brother to be who he is today. He knows better. He was brought up in this house and learned the ways that we taught him, but he does the opposite. And I try not to let it get to me, but it's still my son. And I said, Mom, I know that. But you got to realize he has to control his own life. Even though he went through the life that he did at home, he might not be that same person. None of us really are because life was different at that point in time. It's the life that you choose now that you get into, good or bad. It's not your fault. You're a great mom. So don't worry about what he's doing. He's a great dad, but he makes bad decisions in life. And he ain't gonna be perfect and he never will because he's dumb. And he never learns. But one day I hope he does. And I told my mom, you have nothing to worry about. You did your part as a mother when you were dealing with him. That's all that matters. And fuck that. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't worry about him. He's a grown goddamn man. He's almost 60 years old. If he ain't learned by now, he ain't never gonna learn. Just like dad said. I told my mom, my dad looked me right in my face and said to me, people ain't gonna change, Mark. Stop fucking worrying about them. And when he said that to me, he said it to me very sternly that day. It was like about 2 weeks before he died. I was complaining about my brother and my sister and how fucked up they are. He looked right at me. He had his glasses like this, and he said, hey, I told you already. People ain't gonna change. Stop worrying about it. And then he went like that, and he turned to the TV and he started watching the TV. And I said, oh, fuck. All right, bro. I hear you. I understand people don't change, but it's fucking annoying. Because you try to help them and they don't want to be helped. They don't want to change. And if they change, they only change for a couple fucking days and then they go right back to shit again. Hey, Christy, how you doing? You know? Sometimes we don't want to listen to everybody else because we think we know everything, but that's not the case. We have to learn from everybody else. We have to learn from everybody else's experiences. My dad's right. People don't really change. And if they do, it's either for the bad or for the good. And 90% of the time, they ain't going to change and they're going to remain bad. Some people, like myself, I have changed dramatically over the last 10 years because I was tired of living the way I was living. And even right now, I still need to change some things in my life so I can get better. I'm just trying to be patient and just do things when I feel like I need to. And that's it. But I know that I do what I have to do. I want to be the best brother. I want to be the best uncle. I want to be the best son. And I feel like I'm all the above. I feel like I do everything I can. So if I'm doing everything I can, then why am I going to worry about everybody else and what they think about me? If that's the case, I'm going to go crazy. You know? There's nothing else I can do but worry about my damn self. That's all. We all should be learning from each other's experiences in life. Yeah, that's what I do. I focus on myself and I find that my life is much better that way. And I really don't give a fuck about, I genuinely don't give a fuck about what anybody else is doing. Every now and then I'll be like, what the fuck is this person up to? Or why are you worrying about me for? And then I'll just let it go. And sometimes I repeat things because I want to make sure that I'm not going to go back there. Or I want to repeat it because I know that I did the right thing. Or I want to repeat it because I want to make sure I learned from it. I want to repeat things because I want to make sure that person knows that, hey, make sure you don't go back to that bullshit again. Yeah. So that's just the way it is. The main thing is we learn from our mistakes. That's the main thing in life to me is I have to learn from every mistake I make. So if I make a mistake, I'm gonna say, Mark, don't ever do that again. Or hey, Mark, that person did this, and make sure you never deal with them again. So that way they don't do the same thing again. But some people are so dumb that they repeat the cycle and act like it's gonna be better. Or they repeat the cycle on purpose because they want that an apology or they want a revenge or they want like to stick it to the person. The best thing to do is just to go about your business. And if you do that, if you focus on yourself and just not worry about what just happened or what bad things happen, because there's certain people that if you align with them too much, you're getting absorbed in their evilness. You're getting absorbed in their energy, and you're gonna regret doing it. You're gonna be like, why did I even do this? Why did I go back for more? Or why did I even focus on this? Wasting my damn time. Yep. And that's just it. I don't really, you know, I don't really care about anybody else's what life and what they're doing. I don't care. I'm not a type of person to be snooping around people and worrying about what somebody's doing. I don't give a fuck about you. Yeah, do what you gotta do. Just don't come around me, aggravate me. Now, if you're my friend, you need advice or you need to talk or we're gonna talk or we're gonna have fun or whatever, yeah, that's cool. We could talk shit and have fun, sure. As long as ain't nobody disrespecting nobody, then we're good to go. Yeah. But, you know, these things are the way they are. But the main thing is to believe that we have people in spirit and our spirit team is helping us every day, no matter what. That's what I can pretty much guarantee you. I can guarantee if you believe in spirit and the people and your ancestors, there ain't nothing that's going to be able to hold you back. You'll have a force field around you that no one can break. I remember someone came in here. I remember people come in here and say, "Oh, do you think that I'm cursed or you think that someone's doing shit on me?" Even my sister said that like 2 weeks ago. I feel like someone put shit on me, and I'm like, listen, if you think that, if you think for 1 minute that someone's trying to do things to you, then if you believe that, then it's going to manifest in your brain. You're going to start to get worried. And what does worry do? Worry gives you anxiety. It makes you feel sick. So if you worry about that and you feel sick, that means that that's self-inflicted. That means that your mind is taking over your body. But if you say nobody can do shit to me, and no one can do that because I'm protected. Are you crazy? No way, nobody can touch me. No one can put shit on me. That's ridiculous. And if you feel that way and you believe that, then there is no spell that can get you. There is no black magic. There is no negative energy to get you because you don't believe it. If you believe it, then it exists. If you don't believe it, then it won't exist. And this is the whole point of this conversation. If you believe, you will receive. It's that simple. Hey Fiona, how you doing? You welcome, Tanya. Oh yeah, Christy, I believe everything's gonna be okay. You know, there's some days where we can be strong believer. I'm the strongest believer in the world. I believe in spirit and God every day. I believe that the things that happen in my life are meant to happen. I believe so much that it makes me feel powerful. But there are some days where shit happens and you're like, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt spirit when things like that happen. I just say to myself, it's not my fault. It's not their fault. I just think that it's just a test to see if I indulge in worrying about it. And I think it's just a test to see if, am I really going to believe in times like this? Or am I going to what am I going to say to get out of this mentality of negativity that I've received? How am I going to deal with it? And then spirit's going to be like, well, you run your mouth about how much you believe in us. So if you do, then what are you going to do now? Do you think it's us? Do you think it's, the devil? Do you think it's like your mentality? Do you think what do you think? you know? So then I say, you know what? If something negative happens to me, I'm just like, okay, that's all. Okay, cool. I'm over it. I'm going to go live my life. Then I'll start laughing and then I'll just go do something positive and I'll be happy. It don't bother me. So I'm good. I just wish everybody will feel and do the same. You know? Exactly. And that's what I do anyway, Christy. I do that every day. But we get tested. There's days where you're like, like what the fuck just happened? We can be happy today and devastated tomorrow. We can be happy today and sad today. It's just a thing. It's just life. Like last week when I got the phone call from my cousin saying that, oh, your brother went to the hospital. We think he had a mini stroke, and he's gonna end up being there all night. They're gonna do tests. So my heart just like went up into my guts, and I was like, oh fuck. Like this is the last thing that I need is my brother to have something bad happen to him, you know? So then after I got off the phone, I was put in a position to tell my mom. And my cousin said, maybe you shouldn't tell your mom right away so she gonna get worried. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in withholding information from my mom. She deserves to know that's her son. So as soon as I got off the phone, I looked at my mom and said, Mom, look, that was our cousin. He said that, he's in my brother's in the hospital, blah, 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 this and that. So then we got worried. And then we were like, oh, fuck. And of course, she blows everything out of proportion, right? She automatically thinks he's going to die. And I said, Mom, calm down. He's in the hospital. He's at the right place. So as long as he's there, he's fine. If anything drastic happens, he's at the right place. Okay? At least he had the sense to go. 2 days later, he comes out. Tests are all cool. He's fine. He's fine right now. He's good to go. False alarm. He's all right now. And even though I don't really care about him that much, I still prayed for him every day. I still asked Spirit to help. I still said, please let him be okay. Even though I know he probably wouldn't do the same for me. But I have to overcome that mentality, and not use God as a convenience. See? So I can be, I can be different. But I wasn't, because I wasn't thinking about myself. I was thinking about him and the kids and my mom. I left my animosity out of it towards him. So, and at the end of the day, everything worked out because of belief. But, it's just the way life is for me and for a lot of people. Yeah, exactly. It's all a lesson, Christy. It's all a lesson that we have to learn. Yeah, I mean, some people say that we shouldn't even pray for other people because it's not our responsibility. But I disagree, because sometimes people need to be prayed for. That's why in church, people say, let us pray for so-and-so, let us pray for this person, let us pray for that person. I'm sure, and God always said, love your neighbor like yourself, right? And, do what you got to do. So I don't really listen to the negative parts of things. I just do what I feel is right. And praying for people make me feel like I'm doing something that maybe they don't do for themselves. So maybe it's nice that I pray for people that don't even pray for themselves. Every night when I go to sleep, before I go to sleep, I pray. Every single night, without a doubt. There's never been a night where I haven't not prayed. Yep, Lord, hear our prayer. Every night, I pray for my family, and I talk to Spirit, and I ask the Spirit that I love and care about to help my family and Not even to help me. I'd rather them help people that need more help than I do. I can take care of myself, But when I need help, I'll ask, or I'll get rewarded for something else. But then I say to myself, uh, my our friend Leo's son, Glow, she's having some issues, medical issues, and she hasn't been around in a couple of days. And the past few days, I prayed for her, and I don't even know her that well, but she's never done anything bad to me, and I know she needs prayers, so I'll pray for her. It doesn't matter. I'll do it. It's cool. I prayed for her the past couple of days. As soon as I heard about her situation, I prayed for her. When somebody has a problem in here, I'll pray for them. When Dan came in here one day and said he was gonna, get one of his toes taken away, amputated, and he's gonna have some difficult times, I pray for him. If Tanya has a problem or you have a problem, I'll pray for you guys. It's not a problem for me. I don't mind taking a couple seconds out to insert your name into my prayers. I don't think that's gonna burden my life. And even if people don't pray for me, I don't really care. I'll pray for my damn self. It's all good. But if you pray for me, God bless you. That's how I am. I genuinely care about people in my life, especially if you treat me like you treat me equally. I don't want, if you treat me like shit, I probably won't pray for you because you probably don't deserve my prayer. But I'll pray for people in here if they need be. If somebody has a problem, I'll pray for them. I genuinely do. I wish I could record all the conversations that I have with God every night when I pray to Him and pray to God and pray to Jesus. I pray to Spirit every night. And I pray over a Bible on my little altar upstairs. And that's it. I just continuously pray for, the most important people in my life. That's that simple. And I still pray for my dad and my dog because they were included in my prayers all these years. Even though they're gone, I still pray for them. I pray that they're in a good space. And I feel like my dad and my dog have rewarded me recently with good things. And not to mention all the people in my life. My aunties, my uncles, my grandfathers. I'll tell you one thing that happened. I'll tell you another brief story because Christy, you don't know this story, but Tanya does. But I'll remind people of what I'm about to say. Right? When I buried my dad a couple months ago in October, when my dad died in October and we laid him to rest at the cemetery, I went back to the cemetery a couple days later. And I said, where the heck is my grandma and my grandpa too? I know they're here as well. So I went around looking for them. I found out where they were. So I go to the grave. I count the grave and saw the numbers. And I said, well, the lady said that my grandpa and grandpa are in this grave. This is the number I looked. So there's one plaque there. And it has my granny's name, her birthday, when she was born, and when she died, in memory of her. And I was like, well, where the fuck's my grandfather's plaque? My grandfather's in this grave, and Lord knows who else is in here, but there's no plaque. So whoever put the plaque of my grandma and didn't put my grandpa, I feel like beating your ass and beating your head over this fucking tombstone and beat your ass with this plaque because you didn't put my grandfather here. And then I said, well, hold on, Mark. He died 50 years ago. He died before you were born. So maybe there was a plaque here and it's gone. But that's still no excuse. If the plaque is deteriorated, you should have got another one. As soon as you did my granny's one, you should have added his name in there and put both of their names. So obviously there's some discrepancy or some bullshit going on here. Because I know my dad didn't put that plaque there. My uncle did. And my uncle's a dickhead. So then I said to myself, I guarantee that he probably doesn't like his dad, or him and his dad had some type of discrepancies. That's why he didn't put the plaque up here. I know he did, because that's the type of fucking evil person he is. And he was a mama's boy, so guaranteed he put his mama's plaque up here. That's why her name's here. So after research and after asking questions, because, you know, sometimes our parents and grandparents don't want to tell us anything, so we don't get worried or we don't know what happened personally in their lives back then. So my dad's not here to tell me, but he did tell me some things. And he told my mom. And then I sat down with my mom at the kitchen table one day. And I said, Mom, look, I don't know how you feel about what I'm about to tell you, but I want to put a plaque with Grandpa's name on it and put it next to Grandma's name. Oh, you shouldn't do that. It's not your responsibility. You didn't even know him. He died right before you were born. And I said, exactly. But I said, you know what? That man, if it wasn't for him, none of us will have the life we have here right now. And then she goes, you know, that's true. And I said, Mom, I need information. Why do you think that Grandpa's plaque is in there? He goes, well, your uncle put your grandmother's plaque there, and your uncle and his dad wasn't very close because of what happened. And she told me what happened. I'm not going to go into detail here. But that's why he didn't put the plaque up, because he had some shit against his dad, right? Which is unacceptable in my eyes. So here it is, a man I've never met, never saw, and died 5 months, died 4 months before I was born. When my mom was 5 months pregnant with me, he died. And my mom didn't even go to the funeral because she was pregnant. But my mom said he was a good man, even though he had issues. Right? I'm not going to go through all his issues. But it's not nothing that, you know, will prevent somebody from putting a plaque on a grave. So I took that personally. And if I would have known earlier, I would have put a plaque up there earlier. So I'm pissed right now. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go on Amazon. I'm going to create a plaque for my grandfather. I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to put it on the grave. That's the least I can do for this man who gave me a good life, who brought my father, his wife, and his son, my uncle, to this country to make their lives better. This man sacrificed his life to come here to make our life better. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here right now. And you want me to just sit back and not have this guy be recognized or have a plaque on his grave? You must be crazy. So you know me. I believe in spirit, and I believe that by doing this, it's the right thing to do. How can I have my dad in one grave, my grandma and grandpa in another grave, and their names are there, but not my grandfather, the person who bring all you fuckers here? So what did Mark do? I got a plaque, bring it in, and put it up. I asked for permission to put it up, and they said, sure, you can put it there. And I went down there and I put it up, and it's still there. And ever since I did that, spirit has been more powerful for me than ever. And I didn't do it for that reason. I did it out of respect for my grandfather. And ever since I did that, I feel like my grandfather must have said, fuck me. My grandson that I never met in real life took it upon himself to do this for me. And ever since I did that, I've been rewarded by spirit so much that it feels weird. the amount of things that's happened to me since I've done that. And I didn't have the intention of doing it to get rewarded. I did it out of respect for a man who who put me in this predicament that I'm in now, which is a good one. You see what I'm saying? I could have been in Portugal in some next ungodly bullshit, but instead here I'm in a great place because of him. So the least I can do is put a plaque on his grave, right? And I did. And look. And when I left that cemetery that day, I was riding home on a motorcycle that belonged to my dad. And he appeared to me. And he said, "Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it." And that's it. He never said anything else to me. But I saw him in spirit. And he said, "Thank you very much. I appreciate that." Simple. See? And that's all. Sometimes it's the little things like that that you do. Because spirit, what do people say? When I'm alive, I'm here. Sometimes you'll talk to me, sometimes you're not. But when you're dead and gone, people forget about you. They don't care because you're gone. They feel like, oh, I can't speak to him. He's not here. He's dead. People go to the cemetery. I know he's in here physically. Maybe he's here spiritually. I don't know because I don't get it. So that's my story. And my mom, my sister, my other sister, and my brother, right? They told me that they don't care if I do it or not. They just said that, oh, well, I don't feel like you should do it. It's not your responsibility. It's not your father. That's what they said to me. My mom says, oh, it's a nice thing to do. He was a nice man. My youngest sister said, I don't know him. So, you do whatever you want, bro. I know you deal with spirits. So, I feel like you probably need to do that for your own thing. Go ahead. My oldest sister and my brother, they never once called me to say, hey, bro, that was a nice thing you did for grandpa. We knew who he was. He was a great man. Not one of those fuckers called me to say, hey, thanks for doing that for grandpa. Not one. And then you wonder why your lives are fucked up. And mine isn't. What else you want me to say? That's why I emphasize to everyone on here, talk to spirit, talk to your past loved ones, do things for them, do things in memory of them. What did your card just say, Tanya? Now that I'm over here, I am freer more now than I was on my earthly experience. You know what that means? I'm here at your convenience. Talk to me. You want anything? Let me know. I'll help you. Don't ask for miracles. I'm not a fucking genie in a bottle. But I will help you. I will make sure shit happens for you. If it isn't today, it'll be tomorrow. If it ain't tomorrow, it'll be whenever we can make this shit happen. God willing. See? See the bullshit I have to put up with? Yeah. Would you like a spirit message today? I'm giving spirit messages today. I'll give you one, Christy. I don't believe I've given you a card. I think I have. But I'll give you one today. It's heaven. These are the cards I'm talking about, Christy. They're called Talking to Heaven. They're mediumship cards. and they had messages from someone in spirit. And I just gave Tanya a card, and earlier I gave my friend T Rose a card, and it totally resonated with them 100%. And why wouldn't it? And some of these things say things that are just meant for you to hear, to reassure you that you're not talking to nobody. But the story I just told, sometimes I forget that I did that. Sometimes I forget that I did that. But you know what? I had to do it. I didn't have to. I really didn't, because I never met my grandfather. I don't know anything about him unless somebody told me. But I trust my mother. And my mother said he was a nice man. He had issues, but he never, ever disrespected her. So if you didn't disrespect my mother, then that means you got my respect. And how fucking dare you not put a plaque up with your dad's name on it? So my uncle to me is a piece of shit, because he controlled everything. My dad didn't. My dad just said, yeah, you do whatever you have to do. You deal with mom's stuff, you deal with dad's stuff, whatever. So my dad didn't even know that there wasn't my dad never went to no cemeteries. He hated that shit. You know? So when I found that out, I immediately went to go get a plaque for him in memory of his name. Because if it wasn't for him, none of us would be here. And when I said those words, no one said anything to me. They must have said, this fucking bastard Mark, he figures it all out. He's right. If it wasn't for our grandfather coming here to this country to better his life and his family's life, because once he was here for like a year, he brought his wife and kids here, which was my dad, his brother, and his wife. He says, I want you guys to come here now because I'm accustomed to being in Bermuda now. I want to live here and make money and then go back home and retire. But unfortunately, he never made it back. He died at 62. He needed 3 more years to retire, and he would have been back home. He had a house in Portugal, and he was renting a house here, and he wanted to go back home with his wife. And my dad and my uncle were already established here with their families, and then they wanted to stay here. They didn't want to go back to Portugal, but he wanted to go back. But he didn't make it. He died of lung cancer. And he worked very hard. My mom told me a lot of good things about him. Nothing bad. He had his issues and stuff, but it's only because he was going through bullshit, you know? But long story short, if you offer spirit things, they'll offer you shit back. So after I did that, my life got so much better. Like I got more powerful spiritually, mentally, and like I feel like sometimes I don't think about my grandpa because I don't know him, but I know the power is there. You see what I mean? And that's why all these cool things are happening to me. And that's why every time I ask for simple things, I get it. Even writing down a fucking song and I get it. You see? Because they know that I'm simple. I don't ask for $1 million. I don't ask for outrageous, stupid fucking things. I ask for my health. I ask for my protection of my family. If my friends are sick, I want you guys to help them. All these little simple things I ask for, that's all I really want. I don't care about materialistic things. Even though you look behind me, you're like, yeah, right. But I'm not a materialistic person. I just like things. So let this story sink in, because it's a true story. And I'll never stop encouraging people to do that, to talk to spirit every day. because it works. All right, Christy, let me get a message for you. Baby, don't cry no more. Okay, here we go. I found it. All right, Christy, this is your card. It says, tears cleanse the soul. And there's tears of a heart. So this says, when you cry, I am even closer to you, hugging and reassuring you. Sometimes you feel my presence and sometimes not. However, I want you to know how beautiful you are when you are vulnerable with your heart fully open, feeling your raw emotions. Tears are a way to wash away your soul of impurities such as fear and worry. It's a healthy means of releasing painful feelings, so I am very proud of you for allowing yourself to cry. I know that it's difficult and that you want this pain to end, and it will, I promise. Just know that your heart heals faster as you allow it to experience all these feelings. Don't try to stay composed and hold back tears. Cry if and when you need to. People will understand. And if they don't, then that says much more about them than it does about you. Because God gave us the ability to shed tears for healing reasons. And this takes a strong person to cry. So there you go. Hey Gala, greetings. How you doing this Sunday? So if there's somebody in spirit that you cry about, or you cry that they're not there, or you cry when you think about it, they want you to know that it's okay to. And when you do cry, they're right there with you. Oh, right. That's right. It's Monday there, and your work day is nearly over. I hope you had a good Monday. And Gala, if you want a card, I'll give you one, a spirit card if you want one. It's called Talking to Heaven. If you want a message from one of your past loved ones, I believe you said your mom is in spirit. So I'll give you a message from your mom if you want. All right, cool. Let's see. You're welcome, Christy. No problem, sweetheart. Give me a second. I don't take pop-out cards, so I have to shuffle again. The card popped out. All right. Gala, did your mom have like shoulder length hair, like hair to like here, like and it was like straight down? I mean, I know women change their hair all the time, but I kind of see like a lady with hair, like and her hair goes down like this, and she has like well, there's a lady here that has like bluish or greenish eyes, and she's got like hair down to her shoulders. It might be her, it might not be. And like I said, women are hard to describe because they change their hair all the time. I remember one time I told this person, "Was your mother a brunette?" And she goes, "My mother was everything. She changed her hair color every other month." I said, "I remember that next time I would describe a woman." Okay, here we go. I found it. You said, "Oh, that's good, Christy. I'm glad." You said, "Yeah, she did. Yeah, she had greeny hazel eyes. Yeah, it's like a light colored, like greenish eyes. Yeah, yeah. I can see the person's face when I was shuffling the cards. She came through. All right. So this is your card. It says, "We are soulmates," and it says, "It was no accident that our lives intersected, as we are from the same soul group. With symbolic life purposes, we were brought together in our earth life to help each other grow, learn, love. Sometimes that meant painful situations that tested our patience and ability to forgive each other." Hold on a sec. "I sincerely apologize for any pain I inflicted upon you. At each moment, I was doing the best I could at times. I fell very short of my potential. I hope that you will release any anger that you have holding towards me, and for your own sake, not for mine. I hope that in some ways I helped you grow and learn." Didn't you tell me that before she died, she like made peace with you or something like that? I think this is like I think you said that. I believe you said that the other day when we were talking about stuff like this. So if that's the case, I believe that you said that. I have a good memory. That's why she said what she. That's why this card popped out. She wants you to know, like, hey, I sincerely do mean that. So that's pretty cool. "I sincerely apologize for any pain I inflicted upon you. At each moment, I was doing the best I could. At times, I felt very short of my potential." Can't make that shit up. There you go. Sometimes in spirit, they apologize more because they have the chance to, and sometimes some people can't really do it face to face. They rather do it this way, which is cool. At least they do it. You know. You're welcome, Gala. No problem. Did your mom smoke at all? Like, did she smoke cigarettes? Mm. She said to me she should have took better care of herself. Cause I saw her like with a cigarette and coughing. And then she says I should have took better care of myself. That's what I just heard. And I get like a head rush right now. Like so maybe she had like headaches and head problems or shit like that, or she abused her body in a few ways. Yeah. 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 I get that. Her head was hurting a lot too, because I get like a head rush, and that tells me like it went to her head. So something was happening where she had like all this head pain and anguish and shit. But she told me that her biggest mistake was not taking care of herself. She says it's too late now, but I realized what I did. So she wants you to know that. That's At least she admits it, you know. At least that's cool that she admits it and she says it to me. Yeah. I feel like I kind of get like a lot of emotions out of her. Like I want to cry, but I'm gonna try not to. But I feel like she sincerely wants you to know that, like that she could have changed her life, but she didn't. Could have been her rough childhood, I believe, from what I hear. But she says it's no excuse on how I treated myself. A lot of people are like that. They go through like a rough upbringing, or they go through a rough patch in their life and then they take it out on themselves. You know, I believe that's what she did. I feel bad for her. I get like a lot of like emotional feelings around her. Like she feels like she failed everybody. I feel bad for her. Sometimes spirit, you know, like with your mom, I feel like, she's so like upset with herself, and like she knows she can't change anything now, but she's upset with herself and kind of embarrassed talking to me right now. I feel bad for her though. Sometimes people can't control what happens in their life. Yeah, I feel bad for her. I feel really bad for her. Sometimes in spirit, you express your emotions so much that it's like I genuinely feel from listening to her and like feeling her emotions right now. I genuinely feel that she's really genuine about what she's saying. Like she's really like sorry and really upset at what she's done. and that she could have changed her life, but she didn't. But it's too late. So she feels a certain way, you know. So yeah. Oh yeah. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, she's yeah. Yeah, because I feel like she's a good person. That's why I feel bad for her. Because like I feel like, she's over here crying and like the tears are running down my eye. Like I feel bad for her. She's like crying and like she's smoking. I can see her smoking a cigarette and she's like really upset at how she dealt with her own life. Like she's saying I could have lived longer if I took care of things differently. So she wants you to know that. Yeah. Oh. At the end of the day, she's proud of you. She said that she's proud of you. She said she didn't think you was gonna turn out the way you have, but she's proud of whatever you've done. She just said that it's weird because she just said that even though she might not think so, but I do watch over her, but she probably doesn't believe I do, but I do. I know it's kind of like, maybe she feels you don't really think about her like that. But she says even though whatever it is, I watch over her anyway, make sure she's okay. Yeah. I guess that's why she said what she said. I think it's more of a I think this is probably the reason she's coming to us now because you've been in here plenty of times, and this is the first time that I've actually seen her and talked to her for the first time. So maybe, I guess it's because of all the emotions she just let out. I guess she just had to do it at a time where she felt comfortable. But I feel she's very genuine in what she's telling me because I don't get like, I don't get a bad person here. I get a person that feels bad about what they've done in their life to themselves or just felt like they could have done something different. But I feel like she genuinely means what she says. Yeah. Maybe that's why she said what she said because I know you realize she's there, but you said you find it hard to connect with her. So that's probably why she said what she said. Yeah. You know how you have, like you said, you have a shrine for her. Is it something that's red? Like, because I see like this table with this red glass thing on it, but it looks more of like a candle thingy. You know, how, like people put like a decorative red thing around like a candle thing. Ah, and I can see it, but I see it like it's some reddish stuff or something that's red on a table, and it's like this red thing, but it looks like a glass um candle holder thingy, or it's like it's got a candle in it and it's red. It's a wooden thingy. Is it like a reddish wood thing? Like you have like see the wood behind me? Like it does it look like that? Dark red, yeah. So I got like a reddish thing. Yeah. With the white church candle, yeah. Yeah, it's like a reddish thing with a candle coming out of it. It almost looks like those red round glass looking things that they put on over candles. And I don't know if you ever seen those things. That's the first thing that like I saw was like something that's like that. Okay. Well, I'll tell you like I tell everybody after I connect in a mediumship way that now that you know and now that you've connected through me to her and she said what she had to say and made me drop some damn tears for crying out loud. Um, Now that you know that, later on when you're home and you have a chance, just do that and, connect with her that way. Because now that you know, like this, what just happened just now is good. Because now you can like say, hey, thanks for coming through Mark to me. I know it's hard to connect with you, but now that you've connected through Mark to me, you don't have to do that. You can come straight to me if you want to. It's up to you. But my suggestion would be to do that if you want to connect with her directly. But sometimes you need somebody like me to connect to get to you from her. It's just the way it is sometimes. That's the co-creation because she trusts me to talk to you. That's the only reason why this is probably happening because I've known you for a while now and you've been in here plenty of times and this has never happened. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's one way to think about it, but in my personal opinion, sometimes like you need another person to relate the connection sometimes, just to confirm like it is, you know what I mean? Like it's just like me. I can connect to spirit and do this, but when I want to connect to my dad sometimes, I don't get anything, but I know like he hears me and he deals with me. And I'm sure if I went to another medium, they would probably like be able to relate messages from my dad to me anyway, like I just did just now. Sometimes I think that the reason this happens is because it's it's more reassuring when you get the connection from somebody else telling you about what you already know, or what, like, just to say, hey, yeah, this is like, my mom, or this is whoever. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but like that's just how I analyze it, you know sometimes I think that spirit does that to just say, hey, we're giving you this message through Mark because we want you to trust Mark. you know it's like a reassurance from spirit to say, hey, if you ever need anything, you know so I feel like it's a way of a bond, a spiritual bond. I can be wrong, but I feel like that's what it is. you know because sometimes when we can't connect with someone, someone else can connect us for us. Or sometimes that spirit wants to go through me to connect to you to say, hey, if you ever doubted Mark, don't, because I'm going to go through him to you right now. And even if it isn't that, it's just like a reassurance that, hey, this is the way you can connect, because this is how I want to connect. Simple. This happens all the time. So it's nothing new to me. You've seen this before, but today it's your turn. That's what happens when I touch these cards. See, these things happen sometimes. Today's your day, Gala. What can I say? But that's cool, though. And we just spoke about this, didn't we? Like, you literally just told me about your mom. Was it yesterday or the day before we were talking in here? And you said, yeah, my mom passed away too. And, before she left, this happened. And then now this happens today. I think it was last night or the night before. I can't remember where we talked about it. But just to show you, see, sometimes you have to speak about it and then it comes into fruition, literally. Yeah, no worries. Your mom was a healer and spiritually minded. Yeah, I can tell because she came through very strongly. I felt her right up. As soon as I said I can get a message from your mom through the cards, bang, I was shuffling, and then I got a pop out because it's like, yeah, that's me. And then I said, that's it. She just came through. That's so cool. Like, I like when that happens. It's a reassuring feeling. So, like I said, sometimes these things happen for a reason. Christy is not me. I'm just a channel. That's all. Spirit trusts me to give the message. And this is what I've been emphasizing for many years, and many times I come on here. We have to connect with spirit if we want the answers. Sometimes we can connect, but we're not getting anything. And that's what I'm for. And that's what other people like me are for, to get the message across, to reassure you of that person being there, to reassure you that it is the right thing, you know. Because some people don't come through sometimes because they're not worthy. They're bad people. or they have to go through I don't know what the word is, but they have to go through like this like how you said, she probably had to be she was busy figuring out her soul doing her healing journey. So maybe that is true, Gala. And that's why she finally came through. But I feel like it's because you mentioned her in here the other day. And then now she had an opportunity to make it happen. She was like, now's the time. I'm going to come through now because I'm ready now. I'm ready to talk to her now. So I think that's how it is. Like I said, there's so many things we're never going to be able to really figure it out, the whole thing. But hey, I'll take it. If that's what she wanted, I'm here to relate the message gladly. Even though she made me shed 2 tears when I was talking to you, I literally have to wipe my tears away because I felt bad for her. You know, I feel bad for people in spirit sometimes, like her. I felt bad for her, so I started to cry a bit because her spirit was so strong when it came through. But it's cool though. I don't mind. And the card before that I gave Christy was about releasing tears. I had to there because I actually felt bad for her because she was genuinely like upset that she could have did things differently. But it's the way it is. It's life. You know, our regrets usually come when we die or we have a chance to talk about it finally in a spiritual form. So yeah. And I still get like I still can see like a lady with orangey hair, like it's almost like a redhead or like a orange hair. You know how people have like red hair but like orangey hair? Like I see an image of a orangey hair person with green eyes. You know, I don't know if you look like that. I don't know if you have orangey reddish hair with green eyes. Maybe it's you, or maybe it's her. I don't know when she was younger. But I got like a orangey hair and a redhead with green eyes. Oh, that's her then. But she looks younger. Cause that's the first image I got, and then I got a different image. There you go. Like a redhead. She looked like a redhead with green eyes and pale white. Yeah, I can see that. That's cool. And I kind of like, she's still here talking to me and showing me things. But it's like I see her at a place where she was organizing things. Like she wasn't, like she's showing me like this place where there's a lot of people and she's like organizing stuff. Like and like she's like pointing to things and saying, "Oh yeah, you can do that," and I think we should do that. And then she's got like this dress on, and she's like pointing to people to organize, like she was ahead of something, or she or organized something really cool, and she was telling me about it. Hey Lisa, how you doing? Something she organized, or she's telling me she did. I can see her like standing up and pointing to people, and pointing to people to do something. I don't know. Something she's showing me about organizing something. Could have been like a job she did in her early years. It looks like a hotel or like a restaurant or something. It's like a bunch of people, and like she was like telling people what to do or showing people where to go or something. You know how like a maitre d is? Maybe she did that briefly. I'm not sure. Maybe she taught people something, teacher, something like that. I have no idea. But she's all dressed up and she's young and she's showing me some shit like that. I can see the picture. I can see like the film she's showing me. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Yeah, it's like a hotel or a bar place, and she's like organizing things and like, I guess that's what you call it, a maitre d, I think, or like, I don't know, like a hotel organizer or like an event organizer or something like that. But it's young. She's young, like in her maybe 20s or younger. She looks like 20ish, and she's like, I can see her with the outfit on, and she's like well dressed, and she's trying to organize this thing. So I'm getting like goosebumps when I'm like looking at it. She just wanted to share that with me. Pretty cool. So I guess she must have did that. It's like a place full of people, a public place, and she was organizing things. Okay, well that makes sense then. Yeah. Yeah, I can see she was very young. She looks very young, and she looks great. And she's like, there's a woman next to her with like a notepad, and she's telling the person what to do, and they're writing things down, and she's like directing traffic, like for say, not literally directing traffic, but like she's in charge of something and she's showing people where to go, stuff like that. Yeah, probably before you were born, but like definitely, you know, a person who's organizing things. So yeah, she just showed me that. Cool. A lot of lights and fancy things, fancy place like hotel type of open area with like these like rounded pillar things, and it's a decent looking place. But she must have been a manager or something like that. Like that must have been like a job she had. So yeah, that's pretty cool. She's showing me that. Sometimes they show me like really cool things about their life, or a good, like you said, a peak of her life where she was happy. So yeah, that's cool. Cool lady. So, yeah. So yeah, Gala, you can connect with her when you're ready, and I'm sure the connection will be a lot different. You got to let me know. Next time you connect with her, it'll probably be different now that she's opened up a bit. Sometimes that's all it takes, is that barrier to be, broken a bit, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to explain sometimes. But yeah, this could have been also confirmation that, or maybe this is like her chance to say, hey, I'm ready now. I'm ready to completely open up. You never know. I don't know. It's hard to explain sometimes, but I would just say, continue to do what you got to do. Yeah, if you can hear her on occasions, that's good. Definitely good. I can hear him most times, but Spirit likes to show me goddamn movies and films and shit. They like to show me like what they did, and they like to say, hey, you think you're a fucking legend? You think you've been all doing all this shit? Well, look at me. Sometimes I honestly feel that Spirit does that to me. That's why they show me how cool they were when they were at their peak, to say, hey, you may be a psychic and a DJ and this fucking person that has a business and you think you're bad, huh? Well, look at me. I did this, huh? You know? Yeah, that's what they do. Some of them say, hey, look, I was a legend when I was around too, boy. You don't know me. Cause she really looks like she's important in this scene that she's showing me. Ugh. Cause she's at a really nice place and she's like look like she's ahead of something. Like she's the head of what's going on in this place. As if to say, hey, I was a bad bitch in my day, Look at me. That's what they do. It's kind of funny, because they like to, show you like the good parts of their life, which is cool. I like that. I don't mind. I like seeing these cool things, man, from like what their life was like and how things used to look back then. Yeah, kind of like, what we do. We usually do the same thing. We usually say sarcastic things. I guess that's why she wanted to connect with a sarcastic fellow person. But yeah, that was cool. It started off very emotional, but it ended off pretty cool. So I like that. That's cool with her to do that. Hey, what's up, Shiva? How you doing, bro? You good? I ain't seen you in a bit. How's things, man? Got some of the crew in here that you know. I'm usually not on this late, but I have been on this late. It's 1:30 in the morning here, but it's like my whole time frame is wonky now ever since the time change. And the time change for the UK and Europe and the rest of the world last night. So everything should be back to normal now. But my sleeping patterns are all wonky. This happens every year, man. It's so annoying. So, yeah. Ever since the time change, I've been all out of whack, man. It's annoying as shit. But it's all good. It's what's meant to be. You know. I need to get my ass to sleep though. I've been on here for 2.5 hours. I've had a very eventful day and it's been good though. I've had a good weekend with a lot of surprises and crazy things and all positive obviously, but I was sharing all the stories on here about how my day was yesterday and today. All positive things obviously, but Just talking about how powerful spirit is and what they do for us is amazing. So I just encourage everybody to believe in it as much as I do. And you'll see the power unfold right in front of you, and life will be better for you, you know? So that's all I really want, everybody to be happy and believe in spirit and believe that everybody, that they have your past loved ones got your back. So it's always good to relate those things. Yeah. Yeah, Tanya, me too. I just hate the time change. Yeah. It's so annoying. Christy, it's never a dull moment in here. As you can see. I don't know if you've ever seen me do mediumship on here, but now you have. And that's what it's like. It just sporadically happens sometimes. Sometimes it's your night. Tonight was Gala. She got her night tonight. Yeah, this is what I do. I don't do it all the time, but I can. But it just happens. Whoever wants to talk, they just come through. The other night it was Siva. Sometimes it's Tanya. Today was Gala. And the thing is, sometimes you can be in here every night and it won't happen. And then one night it will magically happen, and it's better that way. Sometimes getting it this way is more meaningful because it just happens out of nowhere. You don't schedule it. I like it better this way too. It's cooler this way. That's why sometimes when it's meant to be, it'll just happen. It's all good. It means a lot to me and to people who receive the message, because at least they know the truth, and at least they know, like, hey, I'm not hallucinating when I hear shit or when I see shit or when I connect. So it's pretty much like a confirmation that I give you, because how can I know if I don't see and hear myself and tell you? So all it is an exchange of energy from them to me to you to me to them, and it's cool. I love it. It doesn't affect me at all. I'm not tired. I'm not one of those people that say, oh my God, I'm drained. I'm going to go to sleep now, guys. I'm so drained from doing Gala's reading. Oh my God, I'm going to faint. It doesn't drain me like that. It makes me feel emotional like I was earlier. I cried a bit, but that's just through them. I just feel bad for them. So, because they genuinely want you to know, like, that they really care. It's hard sometimes. So it happens. Yeah, it gets intense sometimes, but I don't feel any type of way. I'm good. I'm perfectly fine. I can connect and disconnect easy. It's okay. I don't get like dramatic and shit like some of these people do. They'll be burning sage and shit and Palo Santo out their ears, and they be like, I need to, oh, hold on, let me sec. Let me give you the drinking water. I'll drink some water, okay? I'll stay hydrated because I just got it used to affect me a lot when I did in the beginning, but now it's just a normal day, and that's the way it should be. It should be a decent connection, not a bad one. It's always a plus. Yeah, I gotta get some Gatorade now, bro. I gotta get some electrolytes because I just did a medium shit reading and caught me off guard and I have to spirit was draining me, so I gotta go drink Gatorade. I gotta go do some push-ups and I gotta go cleanse myself and I'm not one of those people that believe in all that stupid ass shit. People probably get mad. I hate this guy. He always says that he doesn't need this extra shit, but I do. Oh, you do because you think you do. You gotta control the spirit. They can't let the spirit control you. You know, even though I shed a few tears, that's just my emotion from looking at the person and feeling their pain inside. But I'm not gonna be like, I'm so drained. I need a Tylenol. I'm not like that. I'm not dramatic like that. I actually love it, so it doesn't affect me. I love seeing the cool movie that they show me in the pictures and what they look like, and just looking at them and saying, "Wow, this is different." Like hearing their voice, their accent, where they used to work, what they look like when they were young, and where they are now, and them showing me things that exist. That's the cool part about it. So, how could you get drained over that? I gotta bring my Gatorade next time, Silva. I had Gatorade tonight. That's probably why that happened. See, so hey, maybe you said that for a reason. What's up, Dan? How you doing, bro? But yeah, it's all good. I know I make fun of people that do shit and get all dramatic because I feel like they don't have to. Nobody has to make this very dramatic. You really don't. But I don't know. I guess it must be because of the years I've been doing it. I don't really feel like that. But when I first started, I was more worried about who I was connecting to. But now it's just a natural thing. We can all do it if we want to, but there has to be like a real serious focus on belief. That's pretty much what I believe in. The more you believe, the more you'll get. And you can't be fearless about what you say. You can't doubt what you see. You can't doubt what you say. So everything I said, when I got the confirmation, you just say, okay, I got the right person. I just described them. I just said what color their hair is, their eyes, what they did, what they're showing me, what they're saying. So when you get the confirmation, it's a blessing. You just say to yourself, see, all I had to do is believe, and bang. And you can't like hold back. Even if it's something crazy that you see, you say it anyway because it's what you see. So the more you say what you see, the more you gain their trust and you gain their the gift that they give you, if you want to call it that. So yeah, that's how it works, Christy. You saw it firsthand today. I'm glad you saw it. Who knows? It might be you next time. You know. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things that I sometimes hold back when I see. I'm like, this can't be the right person. And then I'll say it and they'll be like, oh, yeah, that's so and so. And I'm like, okay, I didn't really think this person was related to you or whatever. Because sometimes there's a race barrier or like a interracial thing where like it'll confuse you. Because if I can see your picture, if you're like white, but the person you were married to is black or Indian or Portuguese or Asian, and I see that person, and if I assume, right, that the person you're with is the same race as you or the same color as you, then that's dumb on my part. Whereas if I see the spirit being Asian and that's your late husband, and I didn't, I'm assuming that you were with a white person like you or a black person like you, then that's dumb on my part, because then I would question what I think instead of what I see. You see what I mean? So that's the another thing that a lot of mediums let get in their way, because they automatically think that that person's with the same race or the same color, or you know that type of stuff. Or they say my grandfather, but your grandfather could have been Hispanic and you're like an Irish white girl, you know? Or your mom was white and your dad was black, you know? So that's another thing. And sometimes there's a language barrier. So your mom could be, French, but she don't need to speak a lick of English. She don't want to learn English. She don't care about English. The only thing she knows is English is fuck you and hi and goodbye. The bad things. So she's not gonna connect with me in French and say, "Oh, bonjour, Marky Mark. I'm gonna be like, I don't know what the fuck you said. The only thing I know in French is French fries, French kissing, and that's about it, sweetheart. I don't know nothing about French. Now you need to get an interpreter. So then an interpreter will come in and say, look, she said this, this, and that. That's how it happens sometimes. I get an interpreter to come in and say whatever. The first time that ever happened was with a Spanish lady, and I understood some of the things because I know Portuguese. So she said certain things. Oh, and French bread. That's right, Lisa. French bread too. So that sometimes is a spirit mediumship, glitch. Sometimes. Sometimes I have to get help for the language. And then sometimes if I can't get help in the language, sometimes it's more of a, pointing thing. Like they'll show me stuff and then I'll just say, I can't hear you. I can hear you, but I don't understand a fucking word you're saying. But it happens. French toast. Sounds good. I might have that for my breakfast tomorrow. I love French toast. Fuck it, Lisa. Let's just go to breakfast tomorrow. Where you want to go? We can have French toast and then we can learn French. Maybe have a French kiss. No, you're not, Mark. See, who told me to talk about French things? Oh, nice, Dan. Do you cut up the ham and make like a ham and cheese omelet for tomorrow morning? You should make the missus ham and cheese omelet tomorrow. Chop up that ham, scramble up some eggs, and make a ham and cheese omelet. That's what I do when I get ham. The next day, I chop it up and put it in a ham and cheese omelet with some cheese. Okay, that's cool. Now you can chop it up in little pieces and make a ham and cheese omelet for your wife tomorrow morning for breakfast. That'll get you in the good books. She say, good boy, Danny. I appreciate it. Thanks for my ham and cheese omelet. Actually, Lisa, let's just go to Dan's house and eat the leftover ham. What do you say? Everybody, let's all go to Dan's place. He's got leftover ham, and I'll make the ham and cheese omelets for fuck's sake. I'll bring the eggs and everything and the cheese. He's supplying the ham. Everybody just show up. So tomorrow morning, Dan's place for breakfast. Ah, man. No wonder you didn't take my invite. Lisa said no meat. Oh, Lord. Oh, boy. So that means more ham in my omelet then. What you laughing at, Tanya? Oh yeah, the split pea soup with the ham in it. That sounds like my mom. She makes that. She makes soup with ham afterwards. My mom loves that. She makes red bean soup. Yeah, more meat for me. Yeah, that's cool. I'll make you an omelet, and then I'll make a ham and cheese omelet for myself. Okay, Lisa? As long as you eat the omelet and you're still invited, you can do the omelet for you and then a ham and cheese omelet for me. We can put some mushrooms in there or some vegetables in there for you, some onions. I'll hook you up. I'll hook you up, Lisa. We'll get some veggies and put some veggies in there. You know what? I love I go to a place probably like maybe 2 or 3 times a month I go there. And it's like a grocery store and they have like a little breakfast buffet place. And every day or every other day, they have like a big tray of scrambled eggs. And in the scrambled eggs, there's white onion, red peppers, green peppers, and cheese. And it's like a what do you call it? It's like a scrambled egg bake. You know what I mean? So when it comes out in the tray, it's like a big ass tray with those things that I just said, topped off with cheese. So what I do is I go buy a croissant and I cut it in half and I put it inside the little black trays that you put the food in. And I'll take a scoop of that scrambled eggs with the onions and the peppers and I'll put it on top of put it inside the croissant and then I'll close the croissant and I'll go pay for it. But I'll make the croissant and scrambled egg sandwich and it tastes delicious. You don't need no mayo, no nothing. Fuck, it tastes good. I have it like probably twice a month. I'll get it. When I'm in the area, I'll get it. But when I'm home, I don't really like eating it like that. But they make it better, so I like eating it from them. And it's really good. Man, it's good. You don't eat any pork, very little chicken, and rarely meat, only fish. Oh, okay, you're my type of person. I eat fish all the time. I love fish. The only pork I eat is ham and then pork tenderloin from time to time. I'll eat pork ribs once in a blue moon, and I'll eat bacon. Bacon's probably the most pork I eat. Probably I eat bacon maybe twice a week. Bread, I would say I eat different types of bread, like raisin bread, lemon bread. I don't really eat like sliced white bread or whole wheat bread. I'll eat raisin bread, sliced raisin bread. It tastes better with cinnamon and shit. I'll eat croissants, hamburger rolls or hot dog rolls or something like that. But I'm not really like I'll eat cornbread. Tastes good. I don't like plain ass bread. But I don't eat bread that much. I'll eat it like every other day. But she says I can live on crackers and beer. I like crackers. Crackers are cool. I eat chicken. I like eating chicken on the bone. I'll eat chicken breasts and stuff, but I'd rather eat chicken legs, chicken thighs, chicken legs. I like eating chicken on the bone more than I like eating chicken by itself. And I rarely eat a steak because it's too. I love steak. I like steak, but I don't like. I don't want to buy the steak because it's too expensive now. I think I said last night that a 6 ounce piece of like filet mignon pork tender. I mean tenderloin, like that comes in like a little tray and covered up with plastic and shit. That little piece like that little 6 to 8 inch piece is like $30. I'm like, oh hell no. Then you still gotta go home and wash it, clean it, and fucking marinate it and then cook it. Fuck that. I paying no dirty ass dollars for no little piece of steak. It's ridiculous here for meat, man. It's just too much. That's why I don't really eat meat like that. I don't really eat like last night I had tacos with the ground meat, the ground beef. That's different. Like it's cheaper and it's better. I don't eat lamb because Mary had a little lamb that was sweet as white as snow, and everywhere Mary went, that lamb went too. I feel sorry for those lambs. They're too cute to eat. I don't really like the smell of lamb either. But my psychic friend, when we go to dinner sometimes, she eats lamb chops and like all that shit. I said, I ain't eating that. She goes, come on, taste it. I'm like, that poor fucking lamb. I feel bad. I feel sorry for that fucker. It's too cute to eat. Leave him alone. Lambs and rabbits, I can't eat them, man. Poor little things. Yeah, I can't eat lamb. It just doesn't smell right to me. I just can't do it. But people here in Bermuda, they love lamb. I know a lot of people who eat lamb. They're like, you don't eat lamb, Mark? I'm like, nah. I said, I've eaten it before, but I don't really like it like that. It's all right. Yeah, chicken I can eat all the time. Fish is a must. Lobster, shrimps. I had shrimps tonight. I had deep fried butterfly shrimps and French fries. I did it myself. It was really good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Hold on a sec. Oh, I had to lock my damn door. I felt the draft coming through there. It's getting cold. It's like 56 degrees here today. It's the coldest it's been in a while. Yeah, I don't eat liver or veal. I don't eat none of that shit. Yeah, I love here in Bermuda. See, living here, you have plenty of fish, so you can literally catch a fish and like cook it right away. Like literally, it'd be like the best thing in the world. There's people who do that, like me. I'll catch a fish and I'll eat it the same day. Or if I get a lobster and it's live, I'll cut that bitch up and eat it the same day. Hell yeah, it tastes even better when it's fresh like that. And fish is the type of thing, fish and lobster and shrimp, you could put it in your freezer for weeks. And then when you bring it out and you run it through water a few times and defrost it and marinate it, it tastes just as good. It all depends on how you do it. But I have plenty of fish in my fridge right now. I have plenty of fish. I have plenty of lobsters, shrimp. I always have seafood in my fridge and my freezer all the time. Every day, there's guaranteed it's got seafood in there. I like mussels too, crabs, clams. I'll eat them. They taste good. I don't eat oysters though. I don't like oysters that much. I'll eat them, but they're like, I'll probably have one or two. Anyway, guys, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna go get my ass out of here. I'm gonna go see if I can get some sleep. I've been having like these long fucking nights and then waking up late in the morning, which I don't like. But I'm gonna try and go get some sleep, even though I'm not really that tired. But I need to go force myself to go sleep now so I can wake up, and I have a long day tomorrow. I want to go shopping for a laptop. I need to go get a laptop and I need to go do some groceries. I need to sort my shit out tomorrow. I got a lot of things I need to do. And I have the time to do it tomorrow, so I need to do it. I'm gonna try and get up as early as I can, but it's already 2 o'clock in the morning. I want to try and sleep at least till 9:30, and then get up, and then by the time everybody is at their jobs and at work and off the road at 9:30, 10, I'll probably go to the city at 10 o'clock. So I got a couple hours of sleep, and then I need to get on the road at 10. So that way it's not busy. I can actually get a park in the city. So that'll be nice. 9:55. Yeah, it's 1:55 here in the morning. We all live in different places. All right, Lisa, good seeing you. Dan, brother, good seeing you. Tanya, Siva, Christy, and I don't know who else is here, but love you guys. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna go watch the Eyelid channel. Siva, you said 8.5 hours time difference between us. Shit. Good seeing you, bro. Glad you're good. All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you all tomorrow. Enjoy your day wherever you are. It's crazy how the world is.